Let's bring the September 19th meeting to order. Yeah, we'll do that. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a former student, standout athlete, Patricia Mancuso, who passed away this week. Thank you. Madam Secretary, roll call.
Not that I don't remember who you guys are about. Mr. Cullen?
Here.
Miss Karen?
Here.
Mr. D'Angelo?
Here.
Mr. Poliafico?
Here.
Mr. Parolo?
Here.
Mr. Smith?
Here.
Mr. Stiltner?
Here.
Ms. Paglione?
Excused?
And Mr. Ciccoletti?
Here. Solicitors report.
Good evening, Mr. President. The board met tonight in executive session at 6:30. For the first half of executive session, Mr. Popovsky and Chief Moores were in attendance. The subjects of the executive session were personnel, litigation, and school security. The executive session concluded at 7 o'clock.
Thank you, Mr. Hauser. Approve the agenda with addendums attached.
I motion we approve the agenda.
Mr. D'Angelo, do I have a second? Mr. Parolo, second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Reports and presentations. Superintendent, Dr. Davis.
Yes, I'd like to take this opportunity on behalf of the board, students, staff, administration to congratulations to Steve Cullen for over 25 years as the school director of the Pennsylvania School Board Association with the School Director Award. That award is on his desk. Okay. Let's give him a hand.
Pay your award.
You
Oh,
just
it's right here.
You just made because you don't have one out there. It takes a lot.
Wait a minute, hold on. Get a picture of that one. Okay. Congratulations to Mr. Cullen.
Thank you.
Okay,
Mr. Van Shea, we have with
Mr.
us
Van
tonight.
Shea?
Yes. From the Century 21 Program Director. He's always welcome.
always welcome.
Good evening, everyone. It feels like just a month ago that we were here closing up last school year, so I want to thank you guys again. I want to do a quick recap of our summer program this year, 2024. I'm going to be pretty quick. On all of your desks, I did put a layout of summer recap, but also going into the school year, our school year plans, and then a couple of fun pictures from summer. So the summer program for 2024, we here at Bristol Borough School District 21st Century Program, we serviced over 207 kids. Now, why do I say over 207? So 207 are our kids specifically, but we also helped fund Outrageous and their program that they did. We funded some of their kids as well, but they were all Bristol kids. So 40 of those kids were from Bristol that received some funding through 21st Century. So our programs service grades across 1st through 12th grade. Programs were held at Snyder Girardi and Bristol High. So academic components that were offered here at Snyder Girardi were for Snyder Girardi students and St. Mark's students, and they were separated in their own grade levels. These classes were certified teachers, Miss Morgan Colon being one of them, Jeanette Fry, Michaela Coughlin, and then at St. Mark's we had Amy Del Rossi and Kristen Smith. The academic work that they worked on during this summer was instructional lessons, which was new this year. We did both math and ELA with a teacher in the room instead of small group pullouts. We did summer reading projects, and all those completed projects were turned in to the teachers from the 21st Century staff. There was no going home with that packet. There was no losing that summer work that we provided. It was all turned in by my staff member to the teachers themselves. For 1st through 3rd grade, we actually did have a small time for a small group pullout in both math and ELA. Summer recreations for the elementary school students were performing arts and athletics. Performing arts students got to have Village Arts come in where they did visual art projects where they worked on all the stage prep, backdrop, and stage design for our show, The Wizard of Oz. We had over 70 parents in attendance for that performance. It was the best performance thus far that I've been working for 21st Century. Athletics, we had your basic sports, basketball, soccer, football, handball, kickball, track and field. track and field program was led by John Mundy, a local here who helps out with the Mill Street Run. We brought in SEL programs with Anna Rosado. We had Franklin Institute come in and ran by the Grundy Library, who provided science projects for these students. And then at the end, the students got to develop their own field day activities. Through all the sports that we ran through the summer, they got to sit as a group and decide what they wanted to do for field day. Some of the field trips that we did over the course of the summer at the elementary school, we did a 1st through 3rd grade walking to Grundy Library. They got to meet their librarians, figure out what they need to do to sign up for a library card, all the different activities that the library had. It's not just books and reading, there's STEM nights and things like that they do over there. Special vendors that we had come in, we had the Franklin Institute, Mad Science, NAMI, Village Arts, Penn Community Bank, Cops and Kids, and the Bristol Borough Police Department. The last day, fun day, we had the field day. We had a pie eating contest with our school principal and school police officer. We had a water balloon toss, and then students got to vote for their camp counselor and director, myself included, to be pied with whipped cream. I don't suggest it. Moving on to the high school, this is the high school camp. For academics, we had summer reading projects and then something called NFSHS, which is certification courses. The kids got to sign on, learn all about leadership, take the certification course and pass it and receive a certification from it. Thanks, Mike Poplowski, for bringing that to my attention. One thing I forgot to add on your list is that we provided 7th through 12th grade credit recovery as well. The recreation programs, we provided for the first time this year performing arts at the middle school, high school, where the students actually got to come to the elementary program and during intermission got to put on a skit of The Wicked, which is an off branch of The Wizard of Oz. We had athletics, gym, weight room, and outdoor play. And then on those rainy days, we had movie days provided with snacks and food to the students. Field trips for the middle school, high school students. Every week, the students would walk over to Grundy Library where they work on 3D printing and then learn how to play Dungeons and Dragons, which is a very intensive ELA program or game that they can do. A lot of playing, reading, and going on. We did Tyler State Park, and at the very end of that program, for kids that have maintained 12 days or more, the kids got to go to Bristol Lanes to have a full day of bowling, arcade games, drinks, and pizza. I did add credit recovery. We had early morning weightlifting for students from 7th through 12th grade for football, and that pretty much wraps up what we did during the summer. Going into the school year, I know you guys are strict on time, so I'm going to be very quick here. We have not changed anything going into this school year. We're going to be running at Snyder Girardi Monday through Thursday from 2:30 to 5:30. We're looking to serve about 130 to 150 kids per day. This will be 1st through 6th grade as being referral based, but also kindergarten. So a typical daily schedule for these students will be 2:30 to 3:15, free meals provided in the cafeteria by the Archdiocese of Philadelphia. From 3:15 to 4 o'clock, we'll have homework help and assignment completion with district level teachers in their classrooms. From 4 to 5, you'll see a various amount of activities being offered. We have small group tutoring, STEM and STEAM activities, vendor programs, and then of course recreation, whether it's in the gym or outside. And then from 5 to 5:30, we'll clean up and dismiss. Kindergarten will begin in October because the students have to be identified before they're referred into the program. High school program. High school started this week, the 16th, and this runs for the 7th through 12th grade. We're looking to service about 85 to 100 kids daily, and the programs offered is Study Hub, which is our main after-school program. We have Study Hall for sports teams. Junior high and high school football has already begun with their Study Hall program. We had Cooking Club that started their informational session today and had about 25 kids show up. Multimedia is going to be a new club where they'll go out to football games, record it, and make little clips and inserts for their Instagram page. We're hoping it gets to a point where we can actually go out to local businesses and capture little videos for them, and the kids can make free advertisements. We're going to offer the weight room again. That was a huge success last year, and the open gym with Mike Poplowski, which really helped capture some of those student numbers. And then St. Mark's started this week as well. They only offer to 30 to 38 students, and they run 5th through 8th grade from 2 to 5 o'clock. And then we go on to some of the fun summer pictures. This is all that we ran over the summer. The first two are Tyler State Park, some of the kids cooling down on those hard, hot summer days. We have kids learning for the first time how to canoe with Officer Ashley. We also have a student learning how to do a handstand on a paddleboard. Going on, we have a student from NAMI becoming a superhero of his classroom. We have Miss Morgan teaching in the back. And then our last page of pictures is our Cops Day, where they bring out Kona Ice for every student here. That's not only 21st Century, that's ESY and for Outrageous as well. And then you have the Grundy Library trip, where the kids were at the library doing STEM project and having a great time. I want to thank you, and at this time, if you guys have any questions for me, I would gladly answer them.
Evan, in terms of my two questions.
Yes.
Because I think when I talked to Mr. Pops, I know back in the day when report cards came from Jeff, John, you remember this, grades would come out during the football season in that Marsville game, which winds up several of us failing and which can play into basketball season. Do you feel the tutoring helps that? Because I don't think we're in that position as we were in the past.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I went throughout college and we had to do mandated study hall hours. A lot of these kids in Bristol, they thrive on sports, so getting them in the classroom, getting them on a routine that they're going to be constantly in the classroom doing academics, knowing that academics come first, not only keeps them eligible, but keeps them pushing further in their educational field and athletics field if that's something that they want to follow. So absolutely, to answer your question, I think that the eligibility report is a lot better than it used to be before we were doing the mandated study hall hours.
Thank you.
I don't have a question. I want to say thank you.
Of course, thank you guys. It's a
So,
pleasure working
So
here.
the qualification is if the students are failing or struggling, correct?
Yeah.
So how do you approach when you have a student and they're struggling in their classes and they study all the time? The problem actually is they don't know how to study. Do you educate them on how to study?
So we're talking about high school?
Yeah.
So that can be definitely something offered. Now, at the end of the day, I'm not an educator. So the process that I would go about is asking a teacher or taking that student specifically and saying, hey, what subject are you really struggling on? Is it every subject? Are we just not understanding the process of going about our schoolwork? There's a deeper question that we have to ask. So what's great about 21st Century is I have all the means to go up to their grade level teachers or whatever school that whatever subject they're struggling in and offer that teacher or teachers a position with 21st Century. Hey, can you help the student out after school during these hours? Can we get them on a path for success? For instance, a couple years ago, I had a 7th grader who was so quiet, but he came to me and said, Evan, I'm really struggling, but I'm scared to go talk to his teacher. So I had the ability to walk down to 7th grade, set up tutoring times for them, and by the end, they were passing their 7th grade class, was promoted on to 8th grade.
So you're basically the bridge for them.
I think, well, going forward, I specifically am not, but there are coordinators here. I have coordinators at every school that are directly involved.
Well, when I say
with
you,
it.
I mean your
Yes,
coordinator.
program, yes. So
Thank you.
we have the means to offer any kind of program. If teachers want to come together and say, hey, let's do a study work program, that's something that we can facilitate. It's just having teachers come forward and saying, I have this hobby, I have this skill set, what can we offer during after school?
Just out of curiosity, I'm sure you've said this before, is 21st Century fully grant funded or is it grant and donation funded?
It's federally funded. We can take donations, but if there's something that the grant can't pay for, then we have things like local community partners, like the AOC or the Bristol Borough Council. All those summer field trips that we did to Tyler State Park was funded by the Bristol Borough Council. That paid for admissions and busing. That's really hard to get approved in the state because you have to provide so many things because 21st Century is an academic-based program. You can take anything and make it academic-based, but when they have like swimming and things like that, it's extracurricular. We're still learning while we're out there. They're still gaining something, but you have to put that more in writing. So if we have outside funding, it's easier for us to do those fun activities.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you.
Okay, next, Ms. Bowser, elementary principal.
Hi. We had a super successful start to our school year. A big thank you to our amazing teachers, our office staff, custodians, administrators who all helped get everything ready. Our federal programs update includes our Title I, Title II for class size reduction, and Title IV, which includes Outrageous, Gifted Enrichment, and STEM. These grants were submitted to the state at the end of August. Title I Family Engagement, we had a great turnout at Back to School Night this past Tuesday. We had over 50% of parent attendance. Our gymnasium was standing room only, and teachers all commented on how great of a turnout it was in their classes. The 21st Century, as Evan said, is going to be starting. Today we had a NED assembly that focused on character education for grades K through 6. NED stands for Never Give Up, Encourage Others, and Do Your Best. It was a great assembly. The students really got into it, and they really enjoyed it. And the presenter even commented on how well behaved and respectful the students all were, and they would love to come back. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bowser. Mr. Nastasi's not here, so someone read his report.
I'll-
Okay, Dr. Davis?
Yes, I'll be happy to read. Title I, STEM high school class is working on creating a board game using Tinkercad Auto 3D modeling software. Middle school is working on structural engineering concepts and coding with Sparrow bolts. Held back the school night on September 10th, well attended at the high school. It's well attended at the elementary school too. I mean, if you had came to the gym, you would have to take a ticket. 9/5 held senior meeting to discuss expectations and timelines. At this time, we have 77 seniors. September 18, Penn Community Bank visited and were setting up a class visit in October to discuss and present the various job opportunities within a banking system. Homecoming football game is October 5th, 7 p.m. Our 18 to 21 program is off to a great start, getting out into the community, exploring various job opportunities. College Fair is on October 24th from 8 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. Okay, comprehensive plan, special plan, ESSERS, Title I, Title II, Title IV.
Submitted.
I don't think the ESSERS, it's over now,
So
right?
the ESSERS expires
We
on
still have to
September
keep it.
30th.
Okay, we got one more meeting.
Any updates on any grants? Just an update on the track. Tonight, we're going to transfer the deed to Bristol Borough. We're anticipating we should be hearing if the grant is received for the resurfacing of the track by mid to late October. So we'll do all of the documents tonight and get those over to the borough and keep our fingers crossed. Public participation. Anyone from the public would like to make a comment? Okay, no one from the public. Let's go on to routine monthly business.
Okay, Mr. President, item 6, A, a motion to approve the minutes of August 15th, 2024 board meeting. Item B, a motion to approve the list of bills for September 2024. And item C, I motion to approve the treasurer's report for August 2024.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Cullen? Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. New business.
Under new business, item 7, Mr. President, I motion to approve the attached list of district salaries for the 2024-2025 fiscal year as required by the Pennsylvania Department of Education.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item B.
Mr. President, I motion to approve the attached resolution concerning authorized signers in connection with the transfer of land known as the track and field facility to the Borough of Bristol as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Cullen, any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries.
Okay.
Personnel.
Under item 8, personnel, Mr. President, I motion to approve the resignation of Eileen Sheridan, PCA, effective September 1, 2024.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any comments? Questions? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item B.
President, I motion to approve to hire Christy Foley as a part-time physical therapist, 3 days per week, at a prorated rate for Masters plus 30, Step 3, at a rate of $41,542 per year, as per the master agreement, effective the 2024-2025 school year, pending clearances.
Do I have a second?
I have a question.
Yes, Mr. Collins seconded. Mr. Poliafico, go ahead.
Is this something new?
So, I'll explain it real quick.
Go
So,
ahead.
the district had contracted through Therapy Source for a physical therapist. So, over the last year, they have been unable to find physical therapists to provide the service. So, we posted the position, and this is so we have somebody steady, because a lot of the children haven't been getting the service, and therefore neglecting the IEP, so.
What was the cost when we were paying it?
So it's pretty much a wash. It was about 60,000 a year. So the salary here is like 41 with benefits. It's pretty much a wash. But at
you.
least we'll have our own employee, and it's somebody consistent.
But
So
now-
we would send them out, and that would cost us that much to send them
Oh,
out.
big time.
Yeah.
So this
Right,
employee
yeah.
will be 3 days a week?
Correct.
Okay, and
It's
the
a s-
board would have to approve if it was up more?
Correct.
Okay.
60%, yep.
Now, previously, were they able to go 5 days a week, or was it a certain?
No, it was
day?
always this month, this much, because that was the need. Always 3 out of 5, yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, and there's a huge shortage of all
Yeah.
over the county, and in fact, a lot of the other districts are doing just what we did. They're having one.
Yeah, just so everybody's aware that hasn't been on the board for a while, we did this something similar with speech. We now have our own speech, and also social worker. We now have our own social worker.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carried. Item C.
Mr. President, I motion to approve the settlement with respect to employee X as presented to the board.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Collins, questions? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item D.
Mr. President, I motion to approve the hire of the following district daily substitute teachers at a rate of $150 per day, no benefits, as per the master agreement, effective the 2024-2025 school year, pending clearances. Hannah Bidlingmeyer and Jenna Chimino.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Collins? Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item E.
Mr. President, I motion to approve the hire of the following in supplemental positions for the 2024-2025 school year, the rate of pay as per the master agreement. Alexis Heesweather, Student Council Advisor.
Have a second?
Aye.
Second.
Second, Mr.
Smith.
Smith.
Tony, I
Mr.
Put it
Smith?
in
used
there.
to saying aye.
Yeah, I'm fine over there.
All right, Mr. Smith, second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item H.
I motion to approve to hire the following paraprofessional at the salary of $29,738 and benefits as per negotiated agreement, effective the 2024-2025 school year, pending clearances. Stephanie Bornice, Elementary.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Collins? Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries.
Mr. President, I motion to approve the hire of the following PCAs at a rate of $16.34 per hour, no benefit, as per negotiated agreement, effective the 2024-2025 school year, pending clearances. Ariana Gonzalez at the elementary school, Lucy Hostler at the high school, Valerie Stiltner at the elementary school, and Kevin Williams at the high school.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Collins? Questions? Are we okay with PCAs now?
We take them as they still come.
Okay, all right. So we'll keep out that out.
we'll keep it
Okay, any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention?
Abstain.
Mr. Stiltner abstains.
Okay?
Okay.
Still carries.
Motion carries. Item H.
Mr. President, I motion to approve the hire of the following cafeteria staff at a rate of $12.10 per hour non-certified, $17.03 certified, no benefits as per the negotiated agreement, effective the 2024-2025 school year, pending clearances, Socorro Gonzalez and Jaime Pacheco.
Okay, have a second?
Second.
Mr. Collins. Questions? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries.
Mr. President, I motion to approve the hire of the following transportation staff at a rate of $16.34 for van drivers, $23.92 bus drivers, no benefits as per the negotiated agreement, effective the 2024-2025 school year, pending clearances. Daniel Kauska.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Collins. Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Public participation, anyone from the public would like to make a comment? That being said, information and discussion. The next public board meeting will be Thursday, October the 3rd. Go around the horn here, Mr. Smith.
I'd like to thank Evan for his update today. It's terrific and well informed. And one other thing, congratulations Steve Cullen on his 25 years of service. Congratulations. I don't plan on doing it for 25 years. Just saying.
Put your name on it.
Put my name.
Ms. Curran.
I would also like to thank Evan and his team. You're making just remarkable impacts on our students. You're giving them experiences that they would never receive otherwise. That's why I was asking also about the funding. If we can get out there and there's a need for more funding, hypothetically, and additional programming, please, let us know how we can help and how we can network in the
Let her know.
community.
She'll do it for you. She'll tell
Yeah,
you.
just because, again, you're doing things for these kids that they're hypothetically not receiving at home, or that their structure wouldn't be able to provide them. So it's life-lasting. I would also like to thank the teacher or the staff that are running the program for the 18 for 21. I'm not quite sure who I can't remember her name, but I saw some of the photos, and it's really nice to see the kids. I saw them visit Bristol Florist and In-N-Out. So just thanking Lila from Bristol Florist and Jeff from In-N-Out Detail for taking the time to work with our students as well. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Curran. Mr. Collins.
Well, I'll just have to go with what Tony and Brianna said. They did all the thanking, but that's all I have. But I think the school looks great, and I guess we had a back-to-school night last night that I missed. Somebody forgot to tell me there was back-to-school night. But they said I should have read my email. It was my fault.
Yes.
So,
Point him out, Mr. Cullen. Don't hold back.
Thank you, Mr. Collins. Mr. Perolo.
I'd like to thank Mr. Evan. Great job, man, you did a lot of work, definitely. And I'd like to know if Ms. Blauser won the pie eating contest?
I lost.
You lost? Did you come close?
No,
No?
not even close.
Okay.
Officer
Who
Ashley
did?
won.
Officer Ashley? No? No, okay. Well, maybe we gotta get Mr. Ciccoletti in it. He might be able to. I'd like to congratulate Mr. Collins.
thank you, Al.
He got the award. He's here. He's got it right in my face. So I'd like to thank him. It's an honor, 25 years. It's a lot of time. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Perolo. Mr. Poliafico.
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Mr. Stiltner.
Just a great start to the year. Got some great leadership at the school, principals, administration. And the only other question I had is, Chris, I know sometimes we're looking for aides, and I noticed driving by other schools, they have like little banners on their fences promoting, like looking for bus drivers or aides. Is that something we can do? I know we have that fence right in front of the school. It's great, a lot of traffic.
Yeah, I mean, we could look at it, because we always take applications for any kind of drivers, PCAs, or cafeteria workers. Maybe we could just combine something into one.
Yeah, 4x8.
Yeah, one
banner,
signage, yeah.
Stick it on the fence. Get a lot of,
Yeah.
okay. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Stiltner. Dr. Davis.
Yes, again, I'd just like to thank the board for their support in terms of our safety and security protocols as we move forward. That's important. We appreciate that. Also, I'd like to thank my staff. Although I missed the August meeting for personal reasons, okay? But I'm feeling better. The staff did a lot of work, okay? And I read the report, and Mr. D'Angelo did acknowledge the fact, but we interviewed all summer long, okay? We interviewed with a lot of staff as you went through that August meeting. And moving forward, we know that we have staff members in both schools, Snyder and are approaching retirement, and we as an administrative team seen that. But I also like to thank my business manager, my secretary, okay, Ms. Moyer, Ms. Bowser, I'm missing somebody.
Nick.
I don't want to forget his name. Nick, okay, Pops, okay, and Paul Heatherton,
And
security,
Danielle.
and Danielle. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Davis, and you don't have to apologize for taking the day off, because I think that's the only day you missed in the last 3 years.
Three. 40.
40. Okay, Mr.
House.
I'm just wondering, I missed the invite for the pie. Yeah,
Well,
but other than that,
that's-
just want to thank the board for having me, and go Phils.
It's always a pleasure, Mr. Hauser. Mr. D'Angelo?
I just want to say that we have one of our teachers, Dawn DeLuca, is getting some surgery, and we want to keep her in our prayers and wish her a speedy recovery. When's our next math night? She's got to be back by then. Okay?
let's hope so.
So if everyone could just keep her in your thoughts and prayers, and again, hope for a speedy recovery. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. D'Angelo. Okay, Evan, thank you for a great report. You guys do a great job. Steve, congratulations on 25 years.
Thank you.
We had some discussion in the future about the administration building. There's a little traffic issue there. We're trying to resolve it, but we are keeping an eye on that. And when we have a final report, I will make that public. And I already gave a report on the track that we are waiting once the deed is sent over by the middle of October. Hopefully we could hear from that. And hopefully if it's early enough, maybe we could start on that track. I'm not an engineer. Maybe we could start on that track before winter sets in and we'll be ready for spring sports. But that's out of our control. But as soon as, word comes down, we will pass that on. And once again, like Dr. Schaefer had mentioned, the administration worked very hard over the summer. There was a lot of interviewing to do. They came in, they did their job, and it was well appreciated. And it looks like we're off to another year, and everything looks successful. So with that being said, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment. Mr. Poliafico, second by Mr. Parolo.